Today we're heading over to Bayon Temple, better known as the Tomb Raider Temple. Will I be seeing Lara Croft there? Hi, Michelle here from Travelling Over 60. Come join me on this adventure. Well, we have a really full day today. We're going to be starting at the Angkor Archaeological Park. Then after we've finished everything there, we go back to the hotel and lunch is on us, not supplied today. After lunch, we're going back to school. Then we're going to be talking Tomb Raider and finish off with the circus. Okay, here's our weather check-in. So it's 25 degrees now and it's going to get up to 32, so it's going to be hot. And we're going to be out walking around. So we've got on, hubby has shorts and a shirt. I have 3/4 pants and a shirt. Good walking shoes. Our hats, sunglasses, sunscreen and bug spray. First up, our cuppa to get us going. Now this is the buffet in the hotel. We're going to make sure we have a decent breakfast because we're not sure what's going to happen at lunchtime. Now this buffet has lots to choose from, lots of bread, cereals, hot food and cold food. But of course I made a terrible choice. I chose waffles, crepes, French toast and a side of bacon. Yum! Our sightseeing this morning is going to take us to Angkor, where we'll see the Bayon Temple and the Elephant Terrace. Oh wait, let's check what our notes say for today. I love these notes at the end. They just help me to be prepared for what's coming up during the day. Now before we go anywhere, we have to stop and get 2-day passes to get us into all the places we're going to see over the next 2 days. Now we've made our way off the bus and we came in here. We're going to line up here at these counters and we have to have our photo taken to put on our pass. As you can see here, the ground is quite flat and this is a ramp up here. This green bit is a ramp rather than a step. But everybody has to come in and you have to get your photo taken. Now it didn't take very long. Once we had our photo taken, we made our way back to the coach. And as you can see, there's some statues and things around for you to look at. I mentioned earlier that lunch today is on us. So there's the ATM if you need money. Okay, back on the coach. We've all got our passes now and we're making our way across to Angkor Archaeological Park. And this is our first glimpse. And this is just the gate. And as we went across this bridge, this just screamed out Cambodia to me. Okay, it's time for me to say wow. Now we have to go and park the coach and then we're coming back here to go and explore. But first up, time for a selfie. Oh, and did I mention it's hot, really hot here. The other thing I haven't mentioned is about the sound and how we hear our tour guides. Now this is a great photo of hubby and you can see the orange box hanging round his neck. Well, we have headphones connected to that box and we hear everything the tour guide is telling us through them. Here's the first hazard for today. We have to make our way up these stairs. Now, as you can see, they don't look very sturdy and there's no handrail, so make sure you ask for help to get up if you need it. Or some of our fellow travellers decided not to go up and walked around the bottom.
On both sides of the bridge. On the right, we have demons, and on the left, we have gods.
What was that? Gods and demons? I hope that's not our second hazard. Here's a shout out to our APT tour guide. He was amazing at explaining all the different carvings and the history behind it all. We continued on looking at the faces that represented gods and demons. And I'll just warn you, there was an abundance of them. Okay, time to look at the ground that we're walking on. As you can see, we stepped over many of those blocks, and the ground is pretty rough and it had rained, so there was puddles around. And you can see over there in the background, more stairs. And this is a reminder while you're looking up, don't forget to look down because that's where you're going to trip. You can see here, you're just stepping up on blocks. Just looking to the left, you can see there was more stairs where you can go up and go inside these little doorways there. Taking a look at the uneven ground again, you can see some of the stone is raised and some are missing.
Some parts are still covered with moss or lichen. This is just a part of the first level and the first gallery. Originally, the whole thing was covered with an arch roof.
I was so amazed at the carvings and the details and how they've lasted through time. And take a look at the way they made these faces. Let's go a bit closer. You can see the face there, but let's go closer. Look at how it's made out of all the blocks. Okay, we're going to make our way up these stairs and inside. And wow! We have a wander around inside and then we make our way back down to where we were before. For our fellow travellers that didn't come with us, they walked around this way. Okay, here's another hazard. Do you see it? Maybe this is a better look. Be careful of the monkeys. Don't give them anything, and they find their own food anyway, as you can see. But keep your distance. They are very vicious and they kept warning us. We were making our way to the coach, but we kept distance between us. We say goodbye to the Bayon Temple and head towards the Terrace of Elephants. Once we arrive, we get off the coach and we walk out into this open grounds. You can see over in the background there the buildings. But of course, I'm going to let you discover the stories. Now, looking directly in front of me, there's some stairs there, no railings, but you can go up those if you'd like. But we're going to walk down here and go up these concrete ones. Just before we do, though, taking a look at the ground, you can see stepping stones with tufts of grass. Be careful. And this is just giving you a full look of the terrace all the way along. Okay, we're going to go up there and have a look.
Yep.
Here's those concrete stairs. They were a bit tricky to get up. Those stairs were really tricky. But we're up on the elephant. We're at the elephant terraces. And this is the level where people would sit and watch the parade ground there. And we're just going to go up to where the royalty would be. They would be on the highest level. Just up there. You can see how steep these stairs are. They're very, very steep and very... So we're up on the level where royalty would be to watch down in the parade ground. Where are the elephants, you ask? Right here. Can you see them? Well, maybe you can see these ones. We make our way back to the coach and it's time to leave the Angkor Archaeological Park. Back out through this amazing gate and over this amazing bridge. I know, I've said it a few times, but it is amazing. While we're heading back to the hotel, We asked the guide for somewhere good to eat lunch because remember, we're off to find our own lunch. And he recommended this place that was across the road and around the corner from where our hotel was. So we thought we'd try it. Let's have a look what we ate. Now we're going to be going out tonight for dinner, so we opted to share some rice and of course some spring rolls. After lunch, we head back to the hotel to freshen up for the next part of our day. We're going to the ODA school. That's the school that APT sponsor. Then we're off to Ta Prohm Temple. I hope I've got that right, or maybe we should just call it Tomb Raider Temple. How nice is this send-off? We all get on the coach and then we head off to the school. Once we arrived, they took us inside and they gave us a lovely performance. Now, of course, I can't show you their faces, but this is just a sneak peek. After they showed us their dancing skills, they then took us around the rest of the school. They showed us their computer room, a little bit different to what we have in Australia. They also explained how they do lots of artwork. And the lovely young lady that showed us around showed us some of hers. And of course, I bought this one. Now, if you'd like to leave a donation for the school, APT will give you instructions on how you can leave cash donations. But if you happen to take some school supplies along to them, please make note they don't want you to give them directly to the children. You just leave them on a table and they're shared out amongst all the children. And that's what I did with mine. I also took some clip-on koalas that I could hand out to the children that I may have seen in the streets, but they don't encourage that. But we did have some children that came and spoke to us practicing their English, and the tour guide then asked the teacher could they have some of the koalas that I had taken. Now we've moved on to Ta Prohm Temple. Now this is the temple that you see in Tomb Raider. That's why I keep referencing to it. Some people call it the Tomb Raider Temple. But it's more than just a movie scene. Once you walk in through the gate, it opens up to a world of giant trees and a world of history. Let's take a look at the ground. Now this could be a hazard. Everywhere you walk around here is tree roots. They are everywhere, so you do have to keep a watch on the ground. Is that the music from Tomb Raider I hear? No, there's a copyright on that. Looking at the ground again, you can see it's sandy with a little bit of gravel. The surface is a little bit slippery, but we're just wandering through slowly.
Completely from your gum trees in Australia.
Gum trees in Cambodia?
Gum trees in Australia, they are eucalypt trees. This sort of gum tree is very hard and slow growing. This is the same family of rosewood. Its timber is solid like stone.
Cue the bird sound.
Use its timber to make beautiful furniture like to build houses.
That's
And
all
it's
natural.
light red. That's the color of
This place is the perfect example of how nature has taken over what once was, and a little bit of modern tourism with boardwalks. We make our way up through the doorways and corridors. And as you can see here, there is stairs that you have to go up. Let's take a closer look. It's like a platform, a wooden platform you step up onto, down into a cobblestone corridor, then up again onto like some worn down rocks, and then up onto a wooden platform again. It's like that all the way through. And here's another wow moment. Now, as we walk around, you can see how they're restoring certain parts and how the walls crumbled and they're trying to brace it. I can't help but imagine how they must have felt when they came in amongst all these trees and discovered this part of history. I'm just going to let you enjoy the next part of how nature has taken over the buildings. In between these roots, it's nearly big enough to be a room in itself. Now we're making our way around the back part of the temple and we're going to come in the back. But look at this beautiful architecture. Look at the lines straight through there. And the way it lines up at the front, it's just amazing. Making our way inside, more steps. Here again, look how it's lined up straight down the corridor around this statue. And if you look above the doorway, you can see the carving. And coming outside again, we come across that famous tree in Tomb Raider. You can see how it's taken over the building. Call me crazy, call me old. Do I need my eyes checked? Is that Lara Croft? Oh no, it's just me. Oh dear, that was a bit corny. I need to stop these Tomb Raider references. But I must say, there's plenty of places to take selfies. Well, our time here has come to an end and we're making our way back to the coach. Now we need to go back and get ready for the circus. And here we are at the Far Circus. Let's start with a quick look at the ground and some welcoming music. Now taking a look at the ground here, it keeps changing. We went from concrete over a drain and then these rocks. Our excursion starts with a behind-the-scenes tour. And it was very interesting. We got to see all the different costuming and they explained what their circus actually does. That they don't only just do what we're going to see, they also go out to different functions and put on a performance. Time to head over for dinner. Now don't be put off by this. It doesn't look like much, but the food just kept coming and coming. It was only canapes, but there was so much of it. And while we were eating, we got to meet these little fellows. Gave new meaning to dinner and a show.
Hey. Cheeks, mate.
These little fellows were so entertaining. They wandered through the crowd. They interacted with us all. And they were very attracted to me filming. They kept coming and jumping in the film. But then before we knew it, it was time for them to go.
That's what it's like, yeah.
They made sure they said goodbye to everybody. They went to each table and waved goodbye.
Oh, they go
And
inside.
then they make their way back to behind the scenes.
They'll go in cycle. They'll come
And
back.
that was our cue to head over to take our seats for the performance. Now APT have arranged all our tickets, and this is what the seating looked like. And it seems like everyone's ready to go now. But you know I'm not going to show you everything, just a sneak peek. And this is just their warm-up. Now the show does have a story behind it, but of course it's all in another language. We couldn't understand it. But thank goodness for sound effects and props. Actually, this looks a lot like the Alaskan cruise I did last year. Well, maybe not the guy doing handstands. As the night went on, we got to see more of their fantastic skills. Okay, I think I've stretched out your sneak peek long enough. And I think I'm right in saying we've had an exhausting day. We finished off with the circus, which was great. But we need to get to bed early because we're going to be seeing the sunrise tomorrow. Okay, it's that time again. Have you liked that video? I hope you're liking my videos. And the only way that I can tell if you are is if you give me a thumbs up. It's the only way YouTube knows if you're liking my videos as well. So then the algorithm picks up on it and sends it out to more people. And I hope that I'm helping lots of people with this information. And I hope you've subscribed to my channel. If not, please subscribe to my channel, and that helps me out as well. If you've subscribed, I hope you hit the notification bell. That will let you know each time I put a video out. You can also share my videos with your friends. If you're about to travel with somebody and you want to show them what I've got in my videos, all you have to do is down below there's a share button. If you click on that, and then you can share it with your friends. And lastly, please leave me a comment. I'm loving reading your comments, answering your questions. And so you can do that by leaving the comment down below or a question. Thanks for your support.